heart attack. Fast, fatal, heart impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do begin, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, quite a bit of things have happened. And Deku, he faced off against Yokits. After he opened the Northern Spirit Portal, he was flung into the Spirit World, where he then opened the Southern Spirit Portal and walked through it. He wanted to see exactly where the Southern Portal was. And after he walked through it, he faced off against Yokits and a few members of the organization. Now, after taking them all down, he showed them exactly what was going on in the spirit world. These people thought what they were doing was a necessary evil, and that by, preventing these portals from being opened, the world would one day go back to normal. Yes, the portals open on Earth will remain. However, eventually they would close. Now, Karok, he obviously was lying to these people. And after Deku showed them on the other side that the portals were there as well, many of them were watching. They watched spirits funneling through these portals, and more than likely wreaking havoc on the other side. Now, Deku, he actually was able to convince these people to turn themselves in. And right now, Yokits, he is going to be working with Deku on taking Karnak down. And right now, Deku, he returned back to the Northern Water Tribe. As Yokits, he returned to the south. Whenever he gets word about what Karnak is going to be doing, he will tell Deku. However, right now, he is going to remain in the south. And with that being said, Deku, he returned back to the Northern Water Tribe and found out what was going on there. Koya's mother and brother are here. They heard that she returned, and they were also somewhat curious about what she is doing here, especially since she is wanted all over the world. Now, Deku, we do actually have the same night that he returned and he showered, cleaned up, and got patched up, where he's sitting outside, and he does have the bandages on his arms and his torso. He's just sitting there looking up towards the portals, and he does find it to be very strange. The entire world, they are witnessing this. They are covered in these lights, and it's so beautiful. He can see them. He feels like he could reach out and just touch them. And it's amazing. But at the same time, he's worried. Right now, the world, people are talking about the portals. And they're also talking about the lights. Deku, he closed up many of the portals from the other side. And he's hoping he was actually able to reverse some of the damage. As Deku, he's sitting there thinking, he does think back on his visions. As somebody does come walking up behind him and going to bring a hand up onto his shoulder. Then I'm going to bend down as Deku's going to turn. And he does see Koya. As he look past her, he does see the other two sitting right there. Them just looking up towards the sky. And Koya does ask him if he's feeling okay. Yeah. Sorry. Just, I don't think I can get tired of watching them. I know what you mean. They look so pretty. They do. They do. They look just how I imagined them. How I saw them. Just how I saw the Forgetful Valley. Right? Okay. But you haven't told me everything about that. Why is that? I haven't told you everything because a year ago I saw Haran kill you. You did? Yeah. The vision felt so strange. We were in the Forgetful Valley and the lights were overhead. He had you by the throat and... God. I don't want to say anymore. Oh. Well. 2 out of 3 things are true. Yeah, I know. I know. And, now you see why I don't think we can talk him down. Okay? That would have been my preferred option. I know. But we're going to have to kill him. That or throw him into the spirit world. Maybe. I'm not so sure though, Koya. Koya bending down and going to someone sit next to Deku. Ask him exactly if he really does think that sending him into the spirit world is the best option. It's one of the only ones I can think of. If we destroy your dad's body, the spirit will get out. He'll either wander the physical world looking for another one, or he'll just go into the spirit world and return some other day. He's a threat. I don't know how else to put it. There's gotta be another way, though. I mean, there's something I have in my head, but I need to talk to somebody, discuss it a bit. I've heard mention of it from Avatar Korra, but I'm not so sure how likely it might be. Okay? Well, that's a lot to think about. It is. And honestly, after that long journey, I do just want to go to bed. I'm tired. Plus, got a long day tomorrow. I bet you do. However, the other two, they do somewhat want to talk to you a bit. Koya bring her head up to Deku's ear, and whispering a few things into them. And right now Deku, his face is somewhat going to turn a bit pale, before turning a bit red. And Deku is going to turn to the other two, asking them exactly what do they want to say to him. And he's just going to walk back inside. Now, we do actually have the next morning, where they are knocking on the door, trying to get the attention of whoever's inside. And there actually is Deku. Deku, he's laying down in bed. And right now, he's still tired. He does get a shift over. However, not much really does happen. The person going to bang on the door again, as this time somebody else is going to climb out of bed. You actually going to get up and walk over. Her going to open the door, asking what? Oh, I'm sorry. I was under the assumption that this was Koya's room. Oh, Miss Midoriya. Hi. Yeah, this is her room. It's the one we've booked. Okay, do you know where Koya is? Or Izuku, for that matter? I heard he returned yesterday, and... Oh, yeah, both of them are still asleep. Asleep? Yeah. Do you want me to wake them up? That would be much appreciated. Now, you just gotta close the door. Her going to run back over to the bed and gonna somewhat shake Deku awake. Her grabbing onto his shoulder as Deku is gonna somewhat wince and jump up. Him going to grab at his arm, telling you that hurt. Your mom's at the door. Shit. Oh. What does she want? She wants to speak to you and Koya. Right. Shit. Deku gonna jump up. Him gonna throw on some clothes, as Koya, she actually does go to try and get herself presentable. And right now, after Deku is going to walk out, Deku, he does see his mother, as she does tell him about exactly what is going on. As right now, Deku, he does get to head down and get breakfast with his parents, as Koya's mother, her, and Koya's brother are here. And the two, they actually did meet Inko and Asashi yesterday. They got into town and saw the spirit well open. It was so magnificent. And right now, they're surprised to sit down with the Avatar. Since whenever Deku does go to sit down, he actually does have Koya next to him. As Koya is going to put her hand directly over Deku's. Deku somewhat turning and smiling, before going to look directly back up towards the woman in front of him, along with the teenager who does sit in front of him as well. Uh-huh. So, Koya, this is your boyfriend? Yes, mother. This is him. And he's... Mm-hmm. It's nice to meet you. Um, I know I may not have been what you expected. My daughter's dating the Avatar. Yeah. Yes, mother. But his name is Izuku. Uh, right, right. I'm Vero, and this is my son Nam. Deku turning to the kid. Hey, I'm gonna bring his hand up, talking about how it's nice to meet him. And the guy, he doesn't stare at Deku's hand. He's got bandages on, and he does see tattoos poking off from underneath. Uh-huh. Right. Deku pulling back his hand. It's a long story. So, Koya, what have you been up to? You know, besides what I've been seeing on the news? Right, Mom. That, Okay, can I clear the air for all of us? I find that would be much appreciated. Especially after a lot of the stuff I've heard about you. Right. Okay, listen. Koya and I were both tricked by the same organization. Our friends were tricked by the organization, and we were told a lot of things. We thought we were bettering the world, and we thought that we were helping to save it. But that was very much untrue. Now, me and Koya, we know a lot of information. And recently, yesterday, I returned from the spirit worlds. I know, that sounds crazy, it sounds weird, but that's not even half of the story. Listen, Miss Vero, I do love your daughter, and I do care a lot about her. But, Deku turning. Him seeing Luna, as she was going to walk down the stairs and somewhat stretch. Her going to walk over, as Deku, he does want her to sit down next to him, before she's directly going to kiss him. And the moment that it does actually happen, Deku, he does just want to bring his hand up. And Koya's mom does go to stare directly at Luna, as she does so casually start to eat some of the breakfast placed in front of her. So Koya, this is your mom? Right, Mom. That, that's Luna. Excuse me, but what was that? Oh, right. That's a lot to explain. I'm waiting. So anyways, Mom, the organization, that's a bit of a different story, and, well, there's a lot going on about that, especially with Dad. Excuse me? Your father's a part of the organization? I'm sorry. Are you saying that you met your father and you found him? After all the time he abandoned you? Abandoned us? Actually, that's what I was going to be getting into. It's a lot to explain and... Okay, hang on. Now I'm going to somewhat sit up. A bit straighter. Asking about what the hell was that with Luna? Okay, me and Koya are together, but so are me and Luna. So you're just using my sister. Nam. Koya going to jump up. Talking about how it's not like that. Really? Because from what I just saw and what I just heard a minute ago, I mean, Jesus. Let me guess. There's more. Yes, actually. Excuse me? So, this guy's. Oh, God. Let me guess. There's another girl upstairs. Actually, there is. I really shouldn't be surprised. Koya, you shouldn't be dating this guy. Nam, shut up. And Mom, listen. Dad isn't part of the organization. Dad's running it. Now, everybody they do someone gonna choke on their food. And right now, Deku's mother and father, after hearing that, they're a bit surprised. And Deku, he does get a dorky turn, expressing to them, the man they met a few months back, Haran, he actually is Karnak. And the moment Deku does get to say that name, Koya's mother does somewhat go to somewhat shiver, as Nam is going to notice that. And Deku he does get to turn back. Okay, there. Now that we got all that out there, now that you know the exact relationship between me and your daughter, and everything that we've been going through, let me just explain it a bit more. Explain what? For God's sake. My daughter is being manipulated by her father. After everything he did to you, Koya, after everything that happened with Anu, Mother, don't. Who's Anu? Anu is my sister. Oh, that was her name. You don't even know about Anu? I know of her, ma'am, but I never knew her name. Koya never mentioned her that way. But I can tell you everything I do know. Now, Koya's mother is obviously a bit angry. And right now, after you just come walking downstairs, everybody do go to turn towards her. As I never did give a description for her, but this is what she does somewhat look like. I actually like the design of the air nomad tattoos on this one, and I do want to say that because of how much time may have passed, different tattoo variants may have actually popped up for different, well, temples. Now then, with that being said, she's gonna walk downstairs. And after everybody they do go to look directly at her, there actually some Deku, he does get somewhat mention. This is you. And Nam, he does just somewhat go to stare at her. Before looking directly back at Deku, and going to bring up his hand. And Deku, whenever he does go to somewhat turn, he does go directly dodge out of the way before bringing up his own hand and grabbing Nam's. Nam, surprised, as Deku, he actually is going to somewhat fling him backwards with his arm. Now, Deku, he basically does just catch Nam's arm and throw his body weight back towards him. As whenever Nam does nearly go flying out of his seat, Deku, he does go directly bend the earth behind him up, stopping Nam from hitting the ground. Him somewhat just sitting there, as he actually is going to bring his hands up and ground onto the table. Him pulling onto it, as he's going to turn. And Deku, he does begin to start expressing. He doesn't expect them to fully understand all the bullshit that's going on and everything that's happened in the last 4 years is a lot. And that is underselling it. A lot is one word for it. But he will let her know. He'll let Nam know before he just try to throw another punch. He started dating Koya first. And, more than recently, these two, Luna and Yu, they're actually a lot more recent. Deku and Koya, they need to figure themselves out. And, well, yeah, a few things happened that were strange between then and now. I don't even want to hear about this. Koya, for fuck's sake, sis, you could do better. Nam? Shut it. No, Koya. I mean, for Christ's sakes, you get manipulated by your dad, and then... Nam, so I'm gonna freeze. As his face is gonna smash Rookie down onto the table. And Deku, he does gonna turn. As Koya, she actually does have her hand up. And Deku does gonna Rookie turn and gonna bring his hands up. Him grabbing onto Koya's shoulder, telling her to calm down. And right now, Nam, after someone going to sit back up, he does gonna turn directly towards her. Him going to waterbend the liquid in his bowl. As whenever he does so, Deku does gonna directly turn and freeze it in the air. It's covering his hands. Okay, are we all done here? Nam, apologize. She bloodbended me, Mom. I shouldn't be surprised. She was the one who killed All Might. Excuse me? Now, Deku's mother and father, after hearing that statement, they do so gonna look at each other. Before Deku, he's just gonna bring his hand up to his face. Him going to reverse the liquid, covering his right hand. Oh my god. Listen, before this gets any more awkward, can we just stop? Stop what? Koya, is that true? Mom, it's hard to explain and... Oh my god. Your father really did get his hooks into you. Mom. Now, Koya is gonna jump up. Her slamming her hands down to the table, talking about how Karak, he didn't do shit. Now, a few people do gonna turn their heads, as there actually is where Koya does continue. What her father did was teach her how to defend herself. What he did was try to teach her how to use these abilities to keep herself safe. And he only did that because of what happened to her sister. He didn't go off the fucking deep end until these men tried to get her. And what did she do? What did she do? She did nothing. She was sad, yes. She tried to mourn, yes. But what then? She left her father. And she thought she would be okay with him. But newsflash, she wasn't. If she does want to blame somebody for the mistakes that have been made, try to blame somebody who isn't here. That's real fucking easy. However, she should know that she shouldn't have some responsibility. Koya, bring her hand up. And Nam, he actually is not going to jump up. The moment he does try, Deku, he actually is going to bring his hand up and metal bend. As the utensils in front of Nam, they actually go somewhat smashing upwards onto his face. Him, shocked by the fact that the metal bowl he was just eating from, it's now lashed around his face, and covering his lips. Him looking back towards Deku, as Deku he's just gonna nod no. As Koya does continue to go off. And this time, Deku, he does get a turn. Him bring his hand up, as Koya is someone gonna throw her hand out. Her gonna turn and gonna walk away. As Deku does gonna jump up. Him going to somewhat bend the bowl back into place. As Nam, he does go from breathing out of his nose to bring his hand up and rubbing his face. As Koya's mother, yeah, she feels a bit ashamed of this. Her daughter got mixed up in some pretty bad things. And she does blame herself. But pushing that blame off on her father, that it is somewhat true still. I mean, she never wanted her daughter to learn that stupid art. Bloodbending. It's evil. It's vile, and it's malicious. The art itself is so heinous. And her daughter knows it. And right now, the fact is, her husband, her ex-husband, he is still in Koya's life. She thought he was dead. Honestly, she was happy thinking he was dead. He knows what she he know that she knows what he did to their daughter. She knows how he hurt her. And there actually is right now. She doesn't just gonna sit there, bring her hand up. As Nam, he does sit there as well. Before you, she actually does start talking to these two, trying to express a few things. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.